So in this video, I'll discuss the essentials of an offer, also known as the proposal in the Indian Contract Act. So proposal as defined under section 2 clause A is a mere statement, and unless it is accepted, it has no value in the eyes of law. Proposal क्या है? Proposal एक mere statement है, एंड जब तक उसकी एक्सेप्टेंस नहीं दी जाती दूसरे पर्सन से, उसकी कोई वैल्यू नहीं होती इन द आईज ऑफ लॉ. एज वी ऑल नो, एन ऑफर प्लस एक्सेप्टेंस ओनली कॉन्स्टिट्यूट्स अ कॉन्ट्रैक्ट. जब तक एक्सेप्टेंस नहीं होती ऑफर के साथ, उसको कॉन्ट्रैक्ट नहीं माना जाएगा. नाउ लेट्स डिस्कस द एसेंशियल्स ऑफ एन ऑफर, also known as the proposal, one by one. The first essential says that a proposal must be certain. Proposal certain होना चाहिए, which means that there should not be any element of uncertainty here. Now for instance, A offers to sell his pen to B for ₹10. Now in this example, there are two certain parties, that is A and B. There is a certain object, that is a pen, and there is a certain price, which is ₹10. And the moment B gives his assent to this offer, the moment B accepts it, it will be called as a contract. Now if later on B denies it and he says that no, I will not buy this pen, now A has a right to sue B for damages under section 73 of the Indian Contract Act. Now the next essential says that the proposal is capable of creating legal relations, which means that parties का आपस में legal relations को create करने का intention होना चाहिए. The intention should be to create legal relations between the parties. It should not be any domestic agreement or a mere social agreement. Now Balfour versus Balfour is a very important judgment in this aspect, which says that any agreement between spouses that is made during their marriage, कोई भी agreement between a husband and a wife जो कि उनके marriage के दौरान की गई है, is generally not legally binding. Why? Because the parties lack the legal intention to create relations. It is only a domestic agreement. It is private in nature and there is no element of an offer and acceptance there. So that is why it will not come under the definition of contract. Now the third essential says that a proposal can be either expressed or implied, which means that it can be expressed in the form of words or in a spoken form, or implied through his conduct or through the circumstances of the case. Now let's discuss what is an express offer first. Now for instance, A writes a letter to B stating that he is willing to sell his car for ₹5 lakhs. Now in this example, A is expressing his willingness to B so that he gives his assent to buy his car for ₹5 lakhs. So this is an example of an express proposal. It can also be in a spoken form. So for instance, A says to B that I'll pay you ₹1,000 if you repair my laptop. So in this example also, A is expressing his willingness to B, but in a spoken form. So this is also an example of an express proposal. Now let's discuss the example of an implied proposal. So for instance, a bus stops at a bus stand and it allows the passengers to board the bus. So this is an example of an implied offer. Why? Because no words are being used here. Rather, the offer is made by the conduct of the parties. A vending machine is another important example that displays items with prices. It makes an implied proposal to sell the goods when money is inserted. Lastly, a proposal cannot impose an obligation to reply upon another. एक प्रपोजल किसी दूसरे पर्सन पर कोई ऑब्लिगेशन नहीं डालता है कि उस पर्सन को उस चीज की एसेंट देनी ही होगी. The other party has the right to deny or to reject it. Now look at the example here. Now in this example, A offers to sell his books to X for ₹500. Now in this example, X has a right either to accept this offer or to reject this offer. X is under no obligation that he has to accept this offer. It depends on the choice of X. Now let's take another example. B offers to sell his pen to C for ₹10. Now in this example also, C has a right either to accept this offer or to reject this offer. C is under no obligation that he has to accept this offer. आप C को force नहीं कर सकते कि उसको उसकी acceptance देनी ही होगी. It depends on the choice and on the willingness of C. So this was all about the essentials of a valid offer. I hope this video was helpful to you. And if you still have any doubts, do comment down below. I'll be happy to help, and wishing you all the best wishes.